Cancelled.
Schweezy.
This was from the New York Post. The memes I've been laughing at last week. No orgies for Honorable Stephen Hawking, fellow scientist says following Epstein's doc dumps. Stephen Hawking would not be part of an orgy, a fellow scientist insisted to the Post in the wake of newly released court documents that mention an allegation the renowned physicist participated in an underage sex fest on Jeffrey Epstein's Virgin Islands estate. He never mentioned when we worked together, Epstein, or any such thing, said cosmologist and theoretical physicist Laura Mersini-Houghton, who in 2015 organized a conference in Sweden on black holes with Hawking. Stephen was a very honorable man. He was not the kind of man who would be a part of an orgy, said the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill professor, and he wouldn't accept a free ride either. When a very reputable family offered to arrange and pay for the profoundly disabled Hawking's travel to the conference in exchange for him giving a lecture in their hometown, he turned them down. Mersini-Houghton recalled he also was very respectful of his staff, including the nurses who gave him 24/7 care, paying them a fair diem out of his own money during the conference. Hawking's name emerged in connection with the Epstein case this week as thousands of pages of court documents were unsealed. The scientist died in 2018 at age 76. In a 2015 email Epstein wrote to Ghislaine Maxwell, we're going to call her Ghislaine Maxwell, he offered a reward to anyone who would help disprove salacious allegations from accuser Virginia Giuffre, including that Hawking had been part of an underage orgy and that President Clinton has been to Epstein's private island. Hawking did attend a 2006 conference for scientists funded and reportedly hosted by Epstein just 5 months before the financier was charged with soliciting prostitution in Florida. Photos taken of Hawking in 2006 showing him at a barbecue on Epstein's private island, Little St. James, emerged in a 2015 report in The Telegraph. Hawking, a father of three, famously divorced his longtime wife Jane in 1985 after falling in love with one of his nurses. Okay, yeah, so... I do... Okay, let's first go over the allegations. I do believe this, Like, I don't... when you're that disabled, like... Yes, I will love an orgy. Please and thank you. And shit like that. Until victims come forward with stuff like this, like, and with, I don't know. I'm just gonna say it's false. For the most part, it's just, I don't like to be victim blamers here, but if it did happen, I'm like, honestly, it wouldn't have been Steven's fault because I'm gonna protect him. I'm gonna protect my little disabled man right here. I don't think I'm pretty sure anyone could take advantage of that, Realistically, what probably happened was like, it's like Epstein probably like invited like a ton of people to this fucking island, dude. Like, I can't, yeah, just because you're on Epstein's, if you're on the list doesn't mean you actually did something wrong. He's like, you went to this dude's house and you're like, I could see myself, like, I genuinely could see like, oh, my name was on the list. I'm like, I swear to fucking God I didn't do anything. I went there, I felt uncomfortable, I sat outside until we gotta go home, and shit like that. I just looking at, I just don't think Stephen Hawking did it. I don't condone, underage sex trafficking. I apparently need to say that for everyone. I don't condone it. However, I do plan on making some jokes. So I just wanted to get that out of the way that I don't agree with it, but I am going to make some jokes. And my favorite, and the thing that's been making me laugh all week from hearing this news, is that Epstein's Island is handicap accessible. And I could just, I don't know how, I could see myself getting in, somehow I'm always in the conversation when this happens. Just like, wait, so your island is handicap accessible? So like if someone's handicapped, they can like come to your little private island. And they're like, yeah, they can come to my island. I'm not a fucking monster. Says the guy who has like an underage sex trafficking ring. He's like, I'm not a monster, guys. Seriously, I'm not a monster. We have wheelchair ramps here. Like, I don't know, like, I'm just thinking about, like, those facts, just like, so, like, try to think here, just, there's, like, oh, Stephen Hawking's coming here. Like, do you think that when they knew Stephen Hawking was coming to the island, do you think, like, oh, shit, Stephen Hawking's gonna come here. We need to make this place handicap accessible. You think they said that? You know, I think Steven wants to have an orgy here, so we're going to need to build some wheelchair ramps. Okay, guys? Because I don't think Stephen Hawking is going to be very happy if he can't get into the house where the underage orgy is. You know, and he's like, fuck, I wanted to come to the orgy, but there is no wheelchair ramp. How unfortunate. There is no God. You know, he always said, like, he did this one documentary, and he's just like, reasons why there is no God. And I gotta say, I don't care. You know, I talk a lot of shit about Christianity, but I don't give a shit about the atheists either. You know, like, the only real true religious belief out there is agnosticism, to be honest with you. I mean, you know, it's like, there might be something out there. You know, I don't know. Like, yeah, that's, like, the only thing you can really say. What other jokes? Just, like, I've been seeing, like, memes, just, like... So, Stephen Hawking is burning in hell right now, but he is recently coming out of hell to share his testimony. Like, this dude's dead, too, you know? We're just, like, this dude had an underage orgy. I'm like, okay, guys... Let's not make up shit, you know. I don't know if it's real or not, but let's not make up shit. We can't confirm it, you know, because he's dead and he can't defend himself. Now, they did have Michael Jackson. They said Michael Jackson was there. But it also said in the documents that he didn't touch any of the girls, which you're like, oh, good for Michael. I'm like, no, they just weren't his type. You know, you think... So, like, clearly when Michael Jackson went to Jeffrey Epstein's island... Like, clearly, it wasn't like, you know, sometimes, like, you throw a party and, you know, you kind of just, like, get a little survey from everyone, you know, like, maybe you have one friend with, like, a weird diet restriction, you know, like, they're gluten-free or some shit, you know, and, like, you want to be a good host, so you're just like, oh, I'll make, like, a little thing for them, you know, whatever. They did not do that with Michael Jackson at Jeffrey Epstein's island, I'm telling you, there were no little boys. That sounds like a place... You know, there were no little boys on that island. I'm just going to tell you that. You know how fucking disappointed Michael Jackson was when he was like, oh, man, there's no little boys here for me to play with. You know, actually, he doesn't actually, Michael Jackson didn't actually talk like that. He had, like, a lower voice. That was just his, like, weird stage persona I learned recently. But anyways, though, that's that. Tell me what you think. Was Stephen Hawking really, was he really having that orgy? Or was he just like, hello, please get me out of here. I don't like us here. It's not wheelchair accessible. Like, there's actually a good chance it's not, like, wheelchair accessible at all. And that's, like, there we have, like, that proves that was a lie, is that there was no way a wheelchair could get it. I actually need to look at the estate to see what was going on there. Thank you for watching this clip.